Okay, what I played there was a mixture of two different arpeggios, B minor 7 and a D major 7, and I kind of fused the two arpeggios together. I believe it's called super arpeggios when you do this. Now this idea was inspired by a guitar player and teacher called Rowan J. Parker. And if you've never heard of Rowan J. Parker, I'd strongly urge you to go over to his channel and to check out his videos and his tutorials there. They're very, very, very good. And challenging too, of course, which is what we need as guitarists. We need to be challenged. Now recently he published a Frank Gambale style arpeggio lesson where he played this very impressive arpeggio, played at a very fast tempo of 200 beats a minute. This example here I've got today is at 150 beats a minute. And I tried it out and I found it quite tricky actually. I'm still working on it, still practicing it, but I'm not ready yet to be able to play it at that tempo. I've got it sort of, you know, around about 140, 150, something like that. But because of the position shifts and also because of the fingering patterns, I found it quite tricky. But what I found in the midst of me practicing it was this pattern, which I've just played to you, which it starts off with that, and then it goes back up and high, passes over the major 7 arpeggio, and then it comes back again. So basically it's kind of like a repeating arpeggio in the low part of it, at least anyway. And here are the fret numbers for it anyway, and the fingers. So finger number 1, fret 7 on the low E string. Finger number 3, fret 10 on the low E string. Finger number 2, fret 9 on the A string. Finger number 1, fret 7 on the D. And then you use your little finger there to go fret number 11 on the D. Now what I would suggest is for the picking, and at least what works for me, is I use a downstroke, then an upstroke, then a downstroke, then a downstroke, then an upstroke, then a downstroke, then an upstroke, then an upstroke again, and then a downstroke. So it's down, up, down, down, up, down, up, up. Something like that. And you can pick quite hard when you do it like that, because there's a slight bit of alternate picking in there as well. So that kind of works better for my style of playing anyway. Now I do that twice, and on the third time I don't go to fret 11, I go to fret 12, and then I go across this major 7 arpeggio. Now that's quite easy because you just go fret 12 on the D, 11 on the G, 10 on the B, and then 9 on the high E. Then you just scoot over to the high E string with your little finger and then play 12. Now the picking for that would be, because I finish on an upstroke on that note, I'll go downstroke on 11 on the G, downstroke 10 on the B, downstroke on the high E string at 9, and then upstroke on 12, then downstroke again on 9, upstroke on 10, upstroke on 11, upstroke on 12, then downstroke on 7 if I was to go back to the other arpeggio shape, then upstroke, upstroke, downstroke, so the whole thing. Okay, something like that. And I would urge you to practice that at quaver beat speed. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 before you start putting it all together. Now another thing as well, what you could do is you could dwell on this major 7 part here, and you could sort of mess around with some of those notes. Now what I was doing there was playing the regular arpeggio using down, 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 and then I used an upstroke on that note, then a downstroke, then I went up, up, and then I started on down again. So let me do that slowly. So it's down, 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 up, down, up, up, down, okay? And that is a little bit tricky because you have to swap round to get onto that downstroke again. But feel free to change that if you want to. You don't have to do that, of course. Okay, and with the metronome, 150. Oops. Try that again, trying to see if I can get that a bit better. Something like that. So what you could then do is you could add that into that previous thing. That kind of thing. See if I can do that. 2, 3, 4. Whatever. So what you could do with that is obviously you could chuck that into anything really, I suppose, and it doesn't have to be that fast. Obviously, 150. It could be slower, or you could play it across the beat or whatever, and different times you could chill whatever you wanted to do. And then you can incorporate that with other scalic lines or whatever, and you could move that major 7 shape around as well. You could play it in groups of 5. There's a group of 5 there on that one. See if we can do that one. 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. See if we can do that faster. Bit ropey, but oh no, just screwing around there a bit. But you get the idea. You know, that shape can be quite versatile. So I'll leave it there for today. So it's a bit of food for thought. Remember to check out Rowan J. Parker's channel there and get challenged on there. And I'm going to go away and think about more of these arpeggios and see if I can deliver some other ideas to you guys out there in YouTube land. Another thing as well is obviously when you're doing these exercises and whatever, make sure you're warmed up before you start playing them, of course. But then try and put them to like a backing track or some sort of music. I haven't done that today. I've just shown you the sort of technical aspects of it. But do try and put it into some music, and then you know, it becomes something, you know, more important then, rather than it just being some sort of technical exercise. Anyway, guys, thanks a lot, and if you like this lesson, then subscribe, and I'll be doing some more in the future. And I'll also be sort of uploading little bits and pieces of just ideas. If there's anything that grabs your fancy from the shorts that I send out, please let me know, and I can try and incorporate that into a lesson of some sort, or even if it's just a lick or something that you like. Okay, guys, thanks very much. See you soon.